Hey, what's up, guys? Josh here, Momentum Productions. Welcome to another live filmmaking Q&A. Today, I want to specifically cover camera gear. What kind of camera gear do I recommend? We'll wait a few more minutes, few more moments for some people to tune in live here so we can answer some questions, and then we can get started. How does that sound? All right, awesome. Cool. Hello, welcome viewers that are coming in. So today's talk is specifically all on camera gear. So yeah, all right. Cool. What's up? So let's talk about stabilization. I know this has been a question that I've been getting asked a lot, a lot lately. Like, what do I use for stabilization? What's the number one tool I use for stabilization? Uh, Currently, I have two forms of stabilization. I use the glide cam and I use an electronic gimbal similar to what the DJI Ronin and Ronin M are. It's called the Kane TV Argo. This is electronic gimbal stabilization. It's expensive. It's $1,200 to $1,300. However, you do get what you pay for when you're talking about gimbals that are this expensive. So keep that in mind. The cheaper option is to go with a glide cam. Glide cams are these manual steady cams. You get very good footage out of them as well. However, there are some limitations with glide cams. For example, I talked about this earlier. The Steadicam video helped me. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Brian. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Thank you for the comment. But when it comes to electronic gimbals, what I really like about electronic gimbals is that when you increase the zoom, decrease the zoom, the gimbal automatically adapts to that weight in the front or in the back of the camera. However, when you're using a glide cam and you're increasing the zoom or decreasing the zoom, you're actually going to set it way off balance. You're going to have to readjust. Any adjustments you make on the camera, you're going to have to adjust on the gimbal to compensate. Whenever there's an uneven weight distribution, you're going to get some weird swaying effects or tilting down, tilting up, leaning back, leaning forward. So you want to keep that in mind. When you're talking about glide cams, manual glide cams, you are supposed to take charge of what happens to the glide cam when it goes off balance. So keep that in mind. So now is a good chance. I know maybe not a lot of people are going to tune in today since it's the weekend, but however, some of you are tuned in, and I think this would be a good opportunity for you to ask some questions. I'll go live for about 15 minutes today. I'm trying to go live as much as I can just so I can answer as many questions as possible. So please let me know if you have any questions. Another great question I've been getting is what software I use for video editing. I use Final Cut Pro 10. A lot of people are deciding to choose between Adobe Premiere and Final Cut Pro. So that's another thing. But honestly, when it comes down to specs and all that stuff, I chose Final Cut Pro. All right, so Final Cut Pro. What's really amazing about Final Cut Pro is its rendering speeds. So when I first got my DJI Inspire 1, I had huge issues processing that footage with Adobe Premiere. I was using a MacBook Pro at the time. I still am, just a newer version of the MacBook Pros. And um, what happened in Premiere is that I couldn't play back the footage smoothly. It was just very choppy. James Mayo, does Final Cut Pro work on Windows? No, it does not. Final Cut Pro only works on Mac computers, on Apple computers, unfortunately. However, the next step, up or down, regardless, I think Adobe Premiere is pretty good. Final Cut Pro, I think, is just more user-friendly. It's faster, it's quicker processing, quicker rendering, and it's excellent for drone footage. So that's why I use Final Cut Pro. it played back my DJI Inspire footage smoothly like butter. Same thing with my DJI Mavic Pro and DJI Phantom 4. The playback I get was absolutely flawless. So keep that in mind when you're looking to get new software. And obviously you get the free trials, I think from 2 weeks to 30 days. You get some great trials that you can use the software for free, unlimited for 30 days or so. Okay, so you can try it out, see what works for you. I would download as many trials as you can, try out each software and see which one works for you. Also, there are a ton of YouTube tutorials teaching you how to operate and work through Final Cut and Adobe Premiere and Sony Vegas and iMovie and all these softwares. There's so many. There's Avid, which is another huge industry standard software. There's all these different types of programs. They're all very complicated. Maybe I shouldn't say complicated. Maybe I should say versatile and sophisticated in their abilities. So it's really important to understand how the software works, how it can do certain things like chroma keying, how it can do slow motion, time lapses. It's very important. I know I say very a lot, but when I say it, I mean it's very, very important. But yeah, eventually, once I have a friend available, I'm gonna actually have a friend come over and help me set up a green screen so I can show you step by step how to properly light a green screen. Currently I have 6 lights, 3 soft boxes, 3 Fresnel LED lights, all of which I'll be using to properly light a green screen. So when I was in San Francisco helping my brother out set up his studio, my brother also does public speaking and all that good stuff. So so that's what I'll show you. I helped him set up his own green screen setup. So when are you doing that, bro? I'm thinking I want to shoot that tutorial next weekend. This weekend I'll be making a tutorial on how to control focus on a glide cam. That is a request I've been getting for months now, so I think it's about time I make that video. So next weekend I think I'll shoot how to properly light a green screen, because that's another big thing I'm getting asked. So another question I've been getting, let me double check here. What are good handheld stabilizers? So right now the only 2 companies that I would recommend to you that I've had stabilizers from would be DJI and Came TV. Came TV right now I think has the best stabilizers on the market, because I had a DJI Osmo. I love the stabilization from it. I hated the camera. So on the Came TV Argo, I'm allowed to use my own Sony cameras, great Sony cameras, and the stabilization is just phenomenal. It's better than those one-handed gimbals that you see all the time. And Came TV also has a gimbal called the Came TV Optimus, which allows you to switch from single-handed grip to double-handed grip. You're rocking the Argo now after your review. Oh man, that's fantastic. Thank you. How do you like the Argo? Tell me about it. Have you run into any issues with it? I know I ran into some issues with mine, but I had to learn how to use the software that came with it. So once I learned how to use the software and I was able to reprogram everything myself, it works really easily now. So hopefully you haven't run into any problems with the Argo. I've spent hours with it the first day I got it, just so I can learn the software and all that good stuff. So let me know what you think about the Argo. So far, after looking at DJI Ronins, DJI Ronin M, Ronin MX, the Pilot Fly, the Movi, I think the Came TV Argo is the best stabilizer right now, the best bang for your buck right now. Can't get the video to transmit properly. This is my second Came TV product. So Stephen Holt bought the Came TV Argo gimbal, and what it has on the bottom of the gimbal, there's a HD transmitter, or actually 480p transmitter, but it accepts HDMI input. So right now he can't get it to work. So right now it all depends, I think, on your monitor. So you have to use a monitor that accepts that kind of signal coming in. So I would strongly suggest contacting Cane TV support. I don't use that feature because I don't think I need it right now. If I work in a crew, definitely need it. So Steven had the single, Cane TV single, which is a pistol grip kind of stabilizer. And now he, I think, upgraded to the Argo, it looks like. You tried 2 different monitors. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, contact Cane TV support. Maybe there's a loose wire somewhere. But yeah, contact them and see what happens. I don't have a wireless monitor, unfortunately, so I can't really test it out. Maybe I'm going to go test mine out somewhere at some shop if they have a wireless monitor. I use a stabilizer named Neewer. Bought it on Amazon. It's a good stabilizer. It cost me only $90. I've heard of Neewer. They're the cheaper stabilizers. I never bought one, but apparently if you're saying it's good, it should be good, right? I'm sure you looked at the Amazon reviews, right? Okay. So let me check Amazon. Neewer stabilizer. Okay, I see which one you got. Yeah, that's a decent one. I think for right now it's good. But it's also important to realize that this is the cheapest stabilizer you can buy. So it's probably not going to go through a lot of shoots. Maybe it might last you a year and a half, I think. I've had a fly cam and that thing only lasted me 2 days before I returned it. But it looks, I mean, it's made out of aluminum. It looks okay. It looks okay. Yeah. And the reviews, got 4 stars, 141 customer reviews, so that's a good sign. KMTV has a good customer support, so I haven't contacted them about this. Yeah, contact them about this. Speak to a guy named Jesse. He'll help you out with support. He helped me out when I had issues with my KMTV bolts and lights. James Mayo, help me out, bro. Sony a6500 or Canon ADD? Sony a6500. If you're planning on using video features, go with Sony. Canon can't keep up with Sony when it comes to video features. So, yeah. That's what I strongly recommend. I'm surprised no one's asking me about drones. That's the first. The first time I've ever done a live stream and no one has asked me about a drone. That's impressive. Because it's still, apparently drones are still relatively new. Alright, so right on even over a Mark III. Yeah, honestly, if you're looking for video features, a6500 is better than the Mark III. But a Mark III is a better photo camera. So keep that in mind. Yeah? I'm out of coffee. But yeah, I think that's what you should be focusing on right now. You know, do your research. But right now, I'm a Sony guy. So Steven is rocking the Argo, the Cane TV Argo gimbal with the GH5 and SBXL and Nikon glass and a follow focus. So far, so good. Wow, okay. You have a fully loaded Argo, it looks like. Must be pretty heavy. The GH5, wow. GH5 just came out about a month ago? 2 months ago? I have the GH4 and I only use it for vlogs. But yeah, GH5, that's something special. But I do recommend, though, that you turn off in-body stabilization when you're using in-body stabilization when you're using a gimbal, because it's going to compensate probably to the opposite sides or something like that. So when you're using a gimbal or some sort of Steadicam, turn off the in-body image stabilization. So what would be a good lens for the a6500 for real estate videos? I can't tell you. I mean, it depends on your style. I mean, for the outside, I would use a wide angle lens. For the inside, I'd use a mid-range lens. I can't tell you. And I don't use a Sony a6500, so I can't recommend any lenses for the smaller sensor sizes. So my cameras are all full frame except for the GH4, which is micro four thirds. But my two other Sonys that I use are full frame, and I will stay full frame. I'll never go down to a crop sensor again. I just love the low light and sensitivity and all that good stuff. $6K is coming. By the way, IBIS seems to actually help smooth it even more, at least with the Panasonic system. Okay. Cool. I have the Sony a7R II. Maybe I'll try putting image stabilizer on, in-body image stabilizer on when I use the CameTV Argo. We'll see how that goes. So yeah. Alright guys, let's answer one more question, then I'll go ahead and log off. It's a Saturday. I'm sure people are partying and doing other stuff. So I'm actually going to head over to the gym in just a little bit. Work out the arms for GlideCam. What's for dinner? I'm not hungry. I don't know. I'll let you know what I'm eating for dinner later. Yeah. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just wanted to do a little Saturday live stream. Hopefully you got something out of it. And if not, comment below with some questions and I'll answer them in my next Q&A coming up on Tuesday or Monday. I haven't decided when yet. And you'll be notified if you're subscribed to my channel. So stay tuned. Alright guys, thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.